Imagine a world where artificial intelligence controls nuclear weapons. What could possibly go wrong? In the early days of AI, the technology was seen as a tool of efficiency and accuracy. It was a time of great optimism as developers and technologists reveled in the potential of this new frontier. Among these pioneering minds, a daring idea emerged: integrating artificial intelligence with nuclear weapon systems. The logic was simple. AI, with its ability to process vast amounts of data at lightning speed, could hypothetically manage weapon systems more efficiently than any human. It could make split-second decisions based on complex algorithms, minimizing human error and potentially saving countless lives. But even in these early stages, there were voices of caution. Critics raised ethical and security concerns. They questioned the wisdom of entrusting such destructive power to machines. They warned of the potential for catastrophic errors, system vulnerabilities, and the risk of AI systems being manipulated by malicious actors. The debates were intense, often mirroring the broader discussions around AI's role in society. On one side, the proponents of AI integration touted the benefits: greater efficiency, reduced human error, and the potential for more precise targeting to minimize civilian casualties. On the other hand, critics voiced concerns about accountability, ethics, and the potential for unforeseen consequences. Yet despite these debates, the march of progress continued. AI technology was advancing rapidly, and its integration with various aspects of life, including warfare, seemed inevitable. As AI systems became more sophisticated, they began to take on roles that were once the sole purview of humans. And so, the integration of AI with nuclear weapon systems began. As AI technology advanced, so too did its potential to impact nuclear warfare. As AI began to mature, so did the concerns about its use in controlling nuclear weapons. The amalgamation of artificial intelligence and nuclear weaponry is a chilling thought, a notion that has sparked a rising wave of apprehension among experts worldwide. One of the incidents that stoked these fears was the false missile alert in Hawaii in 2018. An erroneous emergency alert broadcasted that a ballistic missile was heading for the island, causing widespread panic. Though the alert turned out to be a human error, it highlighted the potential for catastrophic mistakes in high-stakes AI-assisted systems. But it's not just these one-off incidents that are causing unease. There's a broader, more pervasive concern at play here. The fear is that in the hands of AI, nuclear weapons could become far more dangerous. The key issue lies not in the technology itself, but in the values and biases of those who create and control it. As artificial intelligence systems reflect the culture and values of their designers, the potential for misuse and bias is extremely high. This concern isn't confined to the realms of speculation and science fiction. Tech leaders have been vocal about their apprehensions. Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, for instance, compared AI to nuclear weapons and called for a deterrence regime similar to mutually assured destruction to prevent potential conflicts. His views underline the gravity of the situation and the urgent need for precautionary measures. These mounting concerns have led to calls for regulation, but the question remained: who would regulate this global issue? In the face of growing concerns, the world began to respond. The stage was set, and nations were taking their positions. On one side, the United States, the United Kingdom, and France made a resounding commitment. They pledged that the control of nuclear weapons would remain firmly in human hands. Their stance was clear and unambiguous. No machine, no matter how intelligent, would be granted the power to deploy nukes. This commitment wasn't just about preserving a sense of control. It was a statement of responsibility, a recognition of the gravity and the potential consequences of nuclear warfare. It was about acknowledging that the decision to use such devastating force should be a conscious human choice, weighed against moral and ethical standards that machines simply do not possess. However, not everyone was on the same page. Russia and China, two major nuclear powers, remained notably silent on the matter. Their silence spoke volumes, leaving the world in a state of suspense. Would they follow the examples set by the US, UK, and France? Or would they choose a different path? The lack of a definitive response raised concerns, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty. The situation was further complicated by the fact that achieving a unified global response was no easy task. Each nation had its own interests, its own perspectives, and its own approach to artificial intelligence and nuclear weapons. Bridging these differences, finding common ground, and establishing internationally agreed norms was a daunting challenge. The conversations were not confined within the borders of these countries. Talks between US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Beijing brought the issue of artificial intelligence to the forefront. Both sides agreed to hold their first bilateral talks on artificial intelligence, promising to share views on managing risks and safety surrounding the technology. In the midst of these discussions, the world watched and waited. The stakes were high, and the potential consequences of handing control of nuclear weapons to artificial intelligence were too grave to ignore. Yet, the silence from some nations only added to the uncertainty, making it clear that the journey towards a consensus was far from over. While some nations made commitments, others remained silent, raising the stakes in this high-risk game. Today, the debate rages on, with the stakes higher than ever. We find ourselves at a critical juncture in the story of artificial intelligence and nuclear weapons. The world is watching with bated breath, as some nations toy with the idea of handing over the keys to their deadliest arsenal, their nuclear weapons, to artificial intelligence. In recent times, the United States has been in ongoing discussions with China, exploring the growth of artificial intelligence and its implications on nuclear policy. These dialogues have been sweeping, encompassing wide-ranging topics from managing the potential risks and safety surrounding technology to normalizing military communications. However, the prospect of AI control of nuclear weapons is a looming reality that could fundamentally alter the world as we know it. The consequences are potentially catastrophic if not handled with the utmost caution. This potential reality is not lost on Paul Dean, a Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of Arms Control, Deterrence and Stability. Dean has implored nations like Russia and China to follow the lead of the United States, France and the United Kingdom in maintaining a clear and strong commitment that humans have total control over nuclear weapons. Yet, the concern is not just about the control of existing nuclear arsenals, but also about the expansion of these deadly weapons. Both China and Russia have been increasing their nuclear capabilities, further amplifying the potential risks. The crux of the matter is that artificial intelligence, as powerful and impressive as it is ultimately a reflection of its creators. The values, biases, and ethics of the humans behind the technology inevitably shape its capabilities and actions, so we find ourselves grappling with a delicate balance. On the one hand, AI has the potential to revolutionize numerous sectors, from healthcare to education. On the other hand, the prospect of AI control of nuclear weapons could lead to a doomsday scenario, a reality that is as terrifying as it is possible. As AI continues to evolve, so does the potential for a doomsday scenario. Looking ahead, what role do we play in this unfolding drama? As we gaze into the future, we find ourselves standing at a crossroads where technology and ethics intertwine. The possible scenarios are as diverse as they are complex. On one hand, we could witness an era of rigorous regulation, where artificial intelligence is controlled and ethically aligned with societal norms. This could mean a world where technology serves as a tool for peace, progress, and prosperity, rather than a harbinger of conflict. On the other hand, we could find ourselves spiraling into a potential AI-controlled nuclear conflict, a situation that could be as catastrophic as it sounds. This is a world where machines, not men, hold the keys to the most destructive force on Earth. It's important to realize that neither of these scenarios is set in stone. The future is not a fixed entity, but a malleable construct that we all have a hand in shaping. As the users and beneficiaries of technology, we have the power to influence its direction and purpose. Indeed, the importance of public awareness and involvement cannot be overstated. In this digital age, Staying informed is more than just a leisurely pursuit. It's a necessity. We need to understand the implications of artificial intelligence, its potential uses, and the ethical considerations it brings to the table. We need to engage in conversations, voice our concerns, and advocate for responsible and ethical use of technology. Furthermore, we need to hold our leaders accountable. It's not enough to just have laws and regulations. They need to be enforced and upheld. We must demand transparency and accountability from those who wield power, be it in the realm of politics or technology. As we move forward, let's remember that the future is not something that just happens to us. It's something we create. Every decision we make, every action we take, influences the trajectory of our collective future. So let's be proactive, let's be informed, let's be involved. Remember, staying informed is not just a right, but a responsibility. The future of AI and nuclear warfare is in our hands.